the draw against Chicago. It sort of felt like both teams had a little bit of disappointment coming out of that game, though. How do you feel looking back on it now?
I feel, very similar to how I felt after the game and live. Chicago were really good. Well, I think huge credit to them, the way they came into this place and they played well. And that matched us, that we weren't quite at our best. I think 58, 59 minutes, just the 2 or 3 things we weren't doing, we started to do, and it really helped. The substitutes really helped, and that was not on the players that come off. I thought our subs helped us more than their subs, and they had a big impact on the game, all 3 of them. And once we got in the front foot, felt like we stayed there until the last minute or 2 when we had some scares and AD comes up big again. So it was, it was. Wish we didn't come out the way we did, but the fact that we got into a position against a good team, 2-0 down, we couldn't quite come back against Seattle and Orlando earlier on in the year here, and the fact that we've got over that, and I felt we were going to score. I thought there was one team going to win it once we got in that place. That's credit to the way the team's mentality and character got us there, and the fans. The players have talked about it, the way that they drove us on and got louder when it was 2-0 down was crucial to us. So now we got to build the positives from that, and the fact that we've got that character mentality is really good, and also identify that we're not going into it, but the 1 or 2 things that are really important to us and that we know will kickstart us and make sure we come out strong from the first whistle.
So heading into this week, you've lost 2 games against teams that you're competing with for playoff spots, but now you face 2 teams that are completely out of it. But these 2 games will probably determine whether you make playoffs, whether you have a chance at second place. So how do you sort of approach this week, recognizing these are winnable games for you guys, but you have to get your best?
I think that some of the stuff you said on the importance of every single game, it's an underlying factor that everyone's mentality. I think it's something that doesn't need to be spent, energy doesn't need to be spent on talking about it or thinking about it. It's motivation for us to want to be our best. To be at our best, we've got to train well, we've got to prepare well, we've got to be focused on the details, and we've got to be fresh to come out with energy and be dominating from the first second. So we're staying focused on that, focused on those details, and of course we've got the short turnaround, and we've got to win the freshness battle. Sky Blue have got to travel here, so can we win that battle and get our players more ready, and 2, have the basics right that set up these quality players to succeed and do well and enjoy their football like we have been over for large periods over the last 4 to 5 weeks.
Kind of jump off that a little bit. Sky Blue got a result here earlier in the season. They also had a really difficult game this weekend that they're probably pretty upset about. Do you expect them to come in here sort of extra motivated based on those 2 things? I think
they have to be, and credit to them that they've continued to stay motivated and focused on trying to do their best job each game, and they've caused us big problems in the 2 games that we've played. A great, amazing result away. It was a really rough second half, but the fact that we showed character to hold on, it proves, other teams have realised how hard it is to go there against a team that won't give up. Yeah, they're going to come here, and everyone loves playing it. Sky Blue's record is very good, and we've got to be at our best. To be honest, if there's a game that's a little less about the opposition and more about us, because this is it, because of the way that the Chicago game went on, we know that we've got things we need to be at our strongest and best. My words to the group this morning is, and they know, is when we do a couple of things that we know make us who we are, I think no one can stop us in this league, and we've shown that throughout periods of this season so far, and now we've got to keep putting it together for as long as possible.
What do you feel like the team has learned from those 2 Sky Blue games, the tie here, and then that's a difficult second half?
They're not going to give up. They've got individual talent that can hurt us in the central and the final thirds, and for us, the split second, in that first game, the split second where we felt comfortable is when we become uncomfortable. We can't. We've got to be on the front foot. And away, we conceded. They scored against the run of play. If we could have gotten a half-time 2-0, would have been better. But the fact that we stayed focused in the second half when it was against us and grinded it out, this isn't going to be an easy game. This is going to, for us to get everything we need out of these remaining 3 games, we're going to have to suffer. We're going to have to play well. We're going to have to work. We're going to have to run. We're going to have to be positive with the ball. It's going to be no different in this game. Playing at home is definitely an advantage and something that we're grateful for. I think it's a good time to bounce back and play at home and finish this strong before we have to head out east, which will be rough.